I'm Angeline and welcome to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, we're going to be going through my Nickelodeon physical media. I was a big Nickelodeon fan growing up and I still am till this day, so I can't wait to go through all of this and share it with you. A lot of the items that I have in my Nickelodeon physical media collection are thrifted and mostly secondhand. A lot of them are new because of the box set, so let's jump right into it. I want to start with my VHS mainly because I don't have too many, so it's going to be easier to go through. First is As Told by Ginger, The Wedding Frame on VHS. I do have this on DVD, and As Told by Ginger is one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows. I recently found this at Goodwill for only 99 cents, and it was such an amazing find. I feel like the thrift gods helped me that day because it resells online for an enormous price, and I'm not paying that. So finding it for only 99 cents felt like it was just perfect for me and I was the right person to find it. Next I have the Rugrats All Grown Up and the Rugrats All Grown Up. This was the spin-off to the Rugrats show, but this was the episode that basically started the spin-off. So I made sure to get these two because it feels like a perfect pair. Next I have the Wild Thornberrys movie, and Eliza is one of my favorite characters from like any Nickelodeon show. I just always envied how she was just around animals and just not living a traditional typical life for a kid. So I just always loved her adventures and all of the lessons that they told in her show, and the movie is just as good and it's so amazing. So I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I also love the classic blue Nickelodeon case. I also have the Rugrats movie in the classic orange Nickelodeon case. I got this one off of Whatnot pretty recently for I think $1, and then the shipping was like $3.99, so it was like under $5 for it. And I think this was a really good find. Finding this out in like the wild at thrift stores is just not that easy, to be completely honest. So finding it for a good price was still pretty fun. So now that we got through the VHS, I'm gonna go through my complete series and complete seasons because one of them is a complete season and the rest are complete series. Let me know if you guys remember any of these because I have so many memories from Zoe 101. Zoe 101 is one of my favorite Nickelodeon live action shows other than iCarly and Victorious, but this was a whole different vibe when it was on TV. The commercials were so different for it. The merch was amazing. The storyline was really good. And when I was younger, I wanted to go to a boarding school and I had no idea what a boarding school even was. I just knew it was cool and I had a dorm and friends. I loved the PCA campus so much. I always wanted to try the sushi there. I always wanted to try the juices, and then also those little jelly straw things that they had. And I always wanted those book bags that Zoe made. And who wouldn't want her key necklace? That was like the cutest thing ever, so that she doesn't lose it. But the vibe of this show is just so summer and so Pacific Coast and so California. I think that's also mainly the reason why I always wanted to like be in Zoe 101 and live that kind of life and world. I've never been to California, so maybe one day I will and I can kind of live out my Zoe 101 dreams. Next I have Danny Phantom, the complete series. On my Instagram and my TikTok, I have raved about Danny Phantom so many times, mainly because he is like my #1 cartoon crush. But Danny Phantom felt so fun as a kid. I remember watching this alongside American Dragon, mainly because I just loved the character dynamic between having like two different lives and trying to hide it, but then still saving people in the midst of it. I also have one Danny Phantom game. I think it's called The Ultimate Enemy and it's based off one of the episodes. It's an amazing game. I finished it and I've been thinking about restarting it just because I love the game mechanics. Next I have All Real Monsters, and I watched this as reruns when I was in elementary school. I think it was my language arts teacher. She put it on. Her name was Miss Infant or Miss Infant or something like that. But I remember she put this on and she had like a VHS. And I was just so in awe by how funny this was, and I just loved all the little creatures. I do have a shirt somewhere. I don't know where that went, but I do have an All Real Monsters shirt. But I thought this show was so much fun. I thought it was hilarious. Honestly, we don't get little like kooky, wooky, quirky shows like this anymore. So watching this till this day is so much fun, especially when I'm like in a slump. I would put this on or Danny Phantom, and I would just start laughing because I remember the shows were just so lighthearted and fun and just like a little bit stupid, especially like Ed, Edd and Eddy, but that was Cartoon Network. And like I was mentioning before, I love the Wild Thornberrys, so I made sure to get a box set. This one is from Amazon and I got it for a good price. I think it was like $11.99 because it was on sale. And I had it in my saved for later for a very long time until the price was better, because I was not paying $50 for this. But I'm so happy to have this in my collection. I do mainly watch this on my portable DVD player just so that I could take it with me while I'm around the house or even outside. This is a cute, cozy show. Love the Wild Thornberrys so much. I also want to get Rocket Power, the complete series, but it's so expensive. I cannot believe these prices, honestly, but I would love to get the Rocket Power. Reggie is my favorite. I do have her Funko Pop, and if you didn't know, her real name is Regina, but she's like the coolest person ever. I feel like she balanced femininity and tomboy in the best way possible, and she did not let anyone like run over her or talk down to her. She was just the coolest person ever. And of course, I have the Rugrats, the complete series. When I first got this, I don't know what I expected. I was trying to figure out, why is this so thick? It's just thick for no reason. But I had to remember, like, Rugrats was such a long running show. This was a long show, and look at how thick this is. I know I'm not over exaggerating. This is a fat case, and it's just so bulky, but you know, you gotta have the physical media. It's just like, I don't know what it is with these cases. Sometimes I get like a little bit intimidated because, oh my gosh. But I just had to get the Rugrats complete series. Also, for if I have kids one day, this is absolutely perfect for them. And I have only watched, I think, about 7 discs in this. I haven't fully finished every single thing, mainly because I'm on the side of All Grown Up. And I would like to get more of the All Grown Up DVDs. I only have a few. So let's go through my DVDs so that I can show you all of those as well. When I say I have a lot of Nickelodeon DVDs, I am not exaggerating. I'm not. I'm such a Nickelodeon fan through and through. So I'm going to start with my Video Now disc, mainly because I only have a few, and I do have some that are not in a case, and I think they're somewhere in my collection because I was just watching the SpongeBob one. I don't know where it is, but anyways, I recently got Danny Phantom One of a Kind from eBay, and it was like only $7, which was such a good steal. I already mentioned, love Danny Phantom. He was like my first cartoon crush. But I watch my Video Now disc on my Video Now. I don't know if you guys remember these from the 2000s. I have the Video Now Color FX, and that one is from 2006. Next, I have Rugrats All Grown Up, It's Cupid Stupid, and this one was so funny and super cute, especially with Chucky. Next, I have this 3-pack set. It has the Fairly Odd Parents, Rocket Power, and the Wild Thornberrys, which is really cool. I got this one off of eBay as well. I don't remember how much I got it for, but excuse me, I know it had to be a good price because I watch this one pretty often. And like I said, one of the discs is missing because it's like somewhere in my collection. But then I also have Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I don't know where that disc is right now. And then I also have SpongeBob, and it has, what was it? It was like the spatula, but in Excalibur. I forgot the name of that. It had like King Triton, and it was like some like kind of King Arthur type of vibe with SpongeBob pulling the spatula out of the rock. But cool show, cool episode especially. And speaking of SpongeBob, let's go through my SpongeBob DVDs, because I was in a SpongeBob mood earlier this year, and I was like, you know what? I need to get more SpongeBob stuff. And SpongeBob was super cute as a kid. It is like a long-running show. I haven't gotten a box set for it, mainly because it's still on air, and I'm not going to have every single episode that was ever made. So I guess I'll just wait till if maybe SpongeBob ends one day. And if SpongeBob ever does end, maybe the world's ending too. Maybe we got to think about that, because that show is still running with new episodes and some new movies. So I just got like, you know, some of the older Nickelodeon shows from SpongeBob SquarePants. But it's like, can we talk about that for a second? Like, is SpongeBob ever going to end? I don't want it to, but is it? Because imagine the size of that box set. He already has box sets that are the size of the Rugrats box set. And it's like he has the few with like the 300 episodes or 100 episodes. And I'm just like, geez, SpongeBob, you don't stop. Like, I'm ready. Promotion. The work ethic is crazy. Okay, but first I have the SpongeBob SquarePants Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday ever. I am the kind of person, I feel like no holidays matter to me until October through December. Nothing else matters to me. Like, I really don't celebrate any other holiday until October for Halloween, November for Thanksgiving, December for Christmas and New Year's Eve, and then I guess New Year's Day. Like, the rest of the year is boring to me until October, until the Burr months. That's the best one. But this has 5 spooky sea episodes, which is really cute. And then speaking of the Burr months, I do have SpongeBob Christmas, and I thrifted this about maybe a year, no, not a year, about a month or 2 ago at the thrift store, and I found a pile of Nickelodeon DVDs, and I never have gotten that lucky in my life at the thrift store, mainly because it's so hard to find Nickelodeon DVDs in the wild, specifically thrift stores, because you can go to like those secondhand video stores and they'll have them for like a pretty hefty price, to be honest, but you go to Goodwill, they're $1, so I was really happy to find these. Next, I have SpongeBob the Seascape Capers. Say that 5 times fast. Like, honestly, say that 5 times fast. The Seascape Capers, the Seascape Capers, the Seascape Capers, Let me stop, but I do have this one. It has so many episodes on it, and this is why I like a lot of these like SpongeBob regular DVDs. I also have like the absorbing favorites, and it has a bunch of episodes on there. But SpongeBob is one of those shows. It's nonstop. It is nonstop. I also have To Love a Patty. This has a bunch more episodes as well, and I think I got that for like $2. It was earlier this year, maybe like February. I think it was February. No, it was March. March is when I got that one, and I thrifted it for $2. That was an amazing find. That was a great pull. Next, I have SpongeBob Karate Island, and this was on my eBay wishlist for a very long time, and then eventually I ended up getting an offer. I was about to accept the offer, and I had it in my cart. Then I went to Goodwill and found a whole stack of Nickelodeon SpongeBob SquarePants DVDs, and I found Karate Island. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes. It was just so funny. It was hilarious. And it's like, you already know it's SpongeBob. There's a lot of adult jokes that you don't get till you're older. So watching this today, I just can't get enough of SpongeBob. It's been like my whole thing as of late. And I really just can't get enough of it. I can't. Let me know how you guys feel about that too. Then I have the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which is an ultimate classic. I love that it has the yellow case. And I did find this alongside the other ones that I found in that stack. I'll put up a picture so you can see like all of them that I found at the thrift store at Goodwill. Then next I have the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, and watching this, because this is one of the newer ones. Watching this was hilarious, but it wasn't as funny as like, you know, the show and the other movie, but it was still funny. It was still cute. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just me. I'm just used to like the older ones from our generation when we were younger. Let's go through the rest of these because I feel like I can talk about SpongeBob for the rest of this video. And I kind of don't want to do that because I don't want to bore you guys. But I do have the Hey Arnold movie, and I have the box set in one of my wish lists, I think either on Mercari or eBay. But I do want to get this box set mainly because Hey Arnold is one of those shows you need to rewatch when you're an adult. There's so many different topics in it alongside As Told by Ginger. Those are 2 Nickelodeon shows you should rewatch as an adult because you'll understand a lot of the topics now that you're older. Next, I have Nick Picks 1, and the main reason why I was so happy to find this is because it has an episode from My Life as a Teenage Robot, All Grown Up, and Danny Phantom, and The Fairly Odd Parents, and SpongeBob, but I think I want to try to collect all of the Nick Picks. I'm going to try to do that. And I know it might be just like a little bit hard because of like price wise, but I'm going to try my hardest. And then even on the topic of My Life as a Teenage Robot, why are the box sets that expensive? I know I have the complete series somewhere in storage, but do I feel like going in there? No, it's hot. I don't feel like going in there. But when the winter hits, I'm definitely going to go searching for it because I know I have it somewhere because I remember being gifted it. The prices for like the separate seasons are disgusting. I'm going to be honest, they're disgusting. Who's paid $300 for season 1? You guys, we're not doing that. That's not okay. That's not sane. Next, I have the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius movie, and this was hilarious. I don't know if you guys remember, there was this one joke in there where they were all working on the ship, the spaceship, and I forgot who it was that asked him the question, but they said, like, they asked him something about, like, where it goes. He said, it's not rocket science. And they looked at him crazy because it is rocket science. You guys were building a rocket. And since we're on the topic of Jimmy Neutron, I also have Jimmy Neutron Attack of the Twonkies, and this one I got from like a vintage store. It was like maybe $7, which I still think wasn't bad because these are kind of hard to find. And then I do have Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 2 and 3. Do you know how hard it is to find these? Online, the price is not that bad, but I refuse to pay $15 when I only paid $2 each at a vintage store. This was a great crossover. It was like the age of crossovers when we were younger. Like Disney had the crossovers, Nickelodeon had the crossovers, Cartoon Network had the crossovers. Like crossovers were so much fun. Like, oh yeah, we could watch all of our favorite shows and characters in one little episode. It was so much fun. It was so cool. But I thought the dynamic between Jimmy and Timmy were so funny, mainly because you have a kid who is like privileged with Fairly Odd parents, and then you have a science boy genius whiz kid who kind of works really hard for the things that he builds and wants. So watching that dynamic was pretty funny, and seeing how they collaborated with both of those things, coolest thing ever. Then I have Rocket Power Island of the Manahuni. This was a really good episode. This was, I think when this came on air, it was like maybe an hour episode or like full length. But I found this on eBay last year, and I forgot how much it was, but I know it was a good price because I refused to pay too much or a lot of money for DVDs, to be honest. But also, living that island life must be so much fun. And of course, I have 2 All Grown Up. Like I said, I want to get some more because it's one of my favorite spin-offs. But I have Dude, Where's My Horse? And I have All Grown Up and Loving It. And this one has Romeo. Growing up in the 2000s, you know who Romeo is. He actually had a few Video Now discs as well. And I mean, come on now. It was like R&B for kids. So, love Romeo. Where'd he go? I'm going to go through this after because, okay, I'm going to go through these two and go through what this is after. I hope I don't get in trouble for it. I don't think I would. I didn't make it. But anyways, let's do these. But As Told by Ginger, The Wedding Frame, and As Told by Ginger, Far From Home. I'm so upset that they took it off of Paramount Plus. Come on, streaming services. We have to do better. But this is the one that I was talking about earlier, which I have on VHS, and that one is a good episode. I love the dynamic between Carl and his stepdad. I think it's so cute. He always wanted a father figure, and the fact that he recognized that the doctor was stepping up to that, he just welcomed him with all, you know, he just welcomed him like that's his best friend, like that's his actual father. I also have the As Told by Ginger complete series. Did Nickelodeon make an official complete series? Nah, they didn't. They didn't do it. It would have been really nice if As Told by Ginger had an official complete series. I got this off of eBay. Thank you, eBay. I think I only paid like $20. $20? Come on. It's a complete series of As Told by Ginger. But at the same time, does the official one exist? No. Does the bootleg exist? Yes. Did Paramount Plus take it off of streaming services? Yes. Was I desperate? Of course. Purchased, came in the mail. I even made my own cover. Should I say that? I didn't make this cover. Let me stop. But it has all 60 episodes. And I wish As Told by Ginger was more popular because I feel like we would have gotten more merch and more items and more physical media. Next, I have one of the Out of the Vault collections. And recently I saw somebody found one of these collections in the $5 DVD bin. And if you guys have been on my page long enough, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or even know me, I love the Walmart $5 DVD bin. Now that is a great place to go, especially the fact that I kind of low-key live in the middle of nowhere. So the $5 DVD bin, loaded with treasure. Love it. You know how many times I've found like really cool things? I even found the complete series for Eon Flux. Like what? Come on, that's insane. But I was really happy to find this. It has All Real Monsters. It has Rocco's Modern Life. It has, what else? Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, and the Angry Beavers. I was introduced to Angry Beavers when I was younger through my brother, my older brother. See, my older brother is a millennial. I'm Gen Z. I'm like the early Gen Z. I was born in 2000, but he's millennial. Oh, I was living through him low-key. All the millennial things, I thought that was my life too. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I'm living through him. Like, come on now. But I found out about Angry Beavers through him. I remember he had like this red shirt that had the logo and title on it, and I remember wearing it to sleep. I was obsessed with Angry Beavers because of him. And it doesn't really get talked about enough. To be honest, I would clump the Angry Beavers with Beavis and Butthead. I would. Like, Beavis and Butthead was hilarious. Was it adult? Of course. But I would clump Angry Beavers kind of in there without, I don't know how I would fully explain it, but if you know, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Those who've seen both, you know what I mean. But did you know that Daria is a spin-off of Beavis and Butthead? Some people don't know that. Thank you, MTV. This is a newer one. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Enter Shredder. Shredder is one of my favorite villains, and he does not get too much attention. But I did find this at the thrift store for $1, thank goodness. And this was a pretty good version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I don't know why people hated it so much, maybe because they're just older fans, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. So we're coming close to the end of this video for my Nickelodeon physical media collection, and physical games counts as physical media. And I do have a bunch of Nickelodeon Game Boy Advance games. First, I have the Nicktoons Freeze Frame Frenzy. This one is really fun. I completed it, and it feels like the ultimate Nickelodeon crossover game ever. There's another one called Volcano Island, and I forgot the other one. I forgot what I think it's like Toy Bots or something like that. I don't fully remember the name. I did see it at the vintage shop that I went to, I think it was like a month or two ago. I should have gotten it. But there was a little bit of an Easter egg, and there was like something you can win, like a sticker, and it was As Told by Ginger, so that's really cool. She doesn't get too much attention, so I'm happy she kind of showed up in one of the games. Next, I have Nickelodeon's Danny Phantom, The Ultimate Enemy. This was the one I was talking about earlier, where they had this game made after an episode. But I love the game mechanics on it, and it's so bright and so saturated. For my Game Boy Advance SP, I did mod it to have a backlit screen, and I changed the shell on it. Super cool, super fun. I actually think I want to get another Game Boy Advance, but not the SP version. Next, I have Rocket Power Zero Gravity Zone. When I played this as a kid, it felt like the hardest game ever. But playing it as an adult, I guess my IQ went up, I don't know. It's actually so fun. Completed it, honestly, within a few hours, but it was such a fun game. Next, I do have Evergirl. Who remembers Evergirl? Oh my gosh. Evergirl is Nickelodeon's failed franchise. They did have a PC CD-ROM game. They did have the Game Boy Advance, and they also had the website. The website was so much fun, and it's crazy because I think it was like a unique experience for a lot of people. They went on the website, they said, oh, we're gonna be back. We're doing a makeover. Never came back. They said, we're gonna be back. We're doing a makeover. They never came back. It was insane. And they did have a lot of the commercials on Nickelodeon, so I know a lot of people might remember it through that. This is like an unlocked memory that lives under a rock. Monster High used to show up on Nickelodeon, right? Because I do have the Monster High Ghoul Spirit for the Nintendo DS, and then I also have, what is it? New Ghoul at School for the PS3. And I might do a video showing all of my PS3 games because I've really been getting into it lately. I did find my PS3 Slim in storage recently, and I remember when my parents gifted it to me, they first gave me the Minecraft PS3 version, which was so much fun. Since I am starting this YouTube channel, this is like my third video, I think, so let me know how I did and let me know what you guys would like to see. I would like to show more of my physical media collection and maybe some of my trinkets because I have so much, along with books and comics and CDs, DVDs, VHS. I just have a bunch that I would love to share with you guys because I know this is a growing community. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with another video soon about my physical media collection. Bye!